Tonight on Citrus TV News, Shine box office has been busy all day as tickets go on sale for a popular guest speaker.
The new wave of drone journalism is sweeping the world and touching down in the Newhouse School for new workshops.
And a closer look into an issue that international students deal with every semester. Citrus TV News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Citrus TV News. Live at 6, I'm Noah Wolf.
And I'm Megan Mystery. Students gathered this morning to buy the first tickets to a greatly anticipated university guest lecturer. That's our top story. Tickets went on sale today to see a presentation by the Humans of New York creator Brandon Stanton. He'll be speaking at Syracuse University on March 6th. Stanton's photography ball shares quotes and short stories from strangers on the streets of New York City. The Honey Facebook page now has more than 18 million fans from all around the world. Tickets went on sale this morning at the Shine box office and are $5 for students. Syracuse University now has its own typeface, or more commonly known as a font. As part of the rebranding campaign, the typeface, Sherman, will now represent Syracuse on signs, pamphlets, and buildings. The typeface was originally designed for publisher Frederick Sherman in 1910, but his niece gave the font to sketches to SU, and when Sherman didn't use them, the sketches were recently uncovered by an SU library curator. Tomorrow is Study Abroad Day at SU. From noon to 3 p.m., SU Abroad reps will be in Shine Student Center to help students explore over 100 study abroad options. Staff members from the Office of Financial Aid will also be available to talk about budgeting for study abroad experience.
The way journalists cover news stories is changing. As technology advances, new storytelling is becoming possible. Citrus TV reporter David Edelstein spoke with a Newhouse Innovation professor about a seminar that will teach students how to use drones.
The SI Newhouse School of Public Communications is one of 4 schools nationwide that will be participating in a program that will teach journalists how to use drones for media purposes. The 3-day program in April is designed to prepare students to take on a whole new world of flying cameras.
You know, with drones, you could have another camera here that's capturing something, right? With this one, I'd have to actually pilot it. But this world of flying cameras is just rapidly evolving.
So while you're used to seeing journalists like this, in the future, it might look more like this.
Pacheco says drones allow journalists to capture images that otherwise cannot be seen, redefining how stories are told when used with other innovative technology, such as 360-degree cameras.
You as a journalist can let anybody transport their consciousness up into the sky and feel like they're there.
Yet knowing how to use drones can be useful to an even further extent.
Not having to go right into the middle of situations that might be dangerous for them, like international reporting, battle zones and stuff like that.
Pacheco says that what is most exciting to journalists about these new innovations is the new ideas people might try that today are still unknown. David Edelstein, Citrus TV News.
Couple fled to Canada after being accused of mortgage fraud. The couple would buy broken down houses using cash before filling the properties and then making false claims of assets to get new mortgages. They told Syracuse Common Councilors that they fixed up the properties. City officials denied that, and they say they surrendered themselves in September 2016. The male suspect, Alexander March, pled guilty to 32 crimes relating to the fraud and his attempt to discredit witnesses today. The 15th annual Father-Daughter Ball took place last night. Close to 600 dads and daughters attended. The ball was held at the Art and Home building in the New York State Fairgrounds. The event included dancing, entertainment, magicians, and a silent auction. All of the proceeds went to Upstate Golisano Children's Hospital. After this evening, the event will have raised over $400,000.
International students account for about 10% of our Syracuse community. But as they leave to go home for the holidays and then come back, one thing stands in their way. Citrus TV News reporter Leonza Reyes tells us about the impact of jet lag on international students.
Every year, a few thousand of our students make way across the globe to stay home for a couple of weeks. Along with the struggles of long flights and getting travel signatures, there's always something about their experience that makes them stand out. Their fight with jet lag.
Okay, so with jet lag coming back, I would wake up at ungodly hours. I think the weirdest time I woke up at was like 4 a.m. It wasn't consistent, but like it was around that time.
But for international students, they usually go abroad, and so there's like a big time difference for them. And when you get back to school, you just like you come back, and then maybe in a day or two you have school again. So if jet lag is bothering you, then you're going to go to class feeling really groggy and down, and that's what most of my friends experience.
When international students first come to Syracuse to register, they always come to one place.
This is the Slutzker Center for International Services, where international students every year go to get their travel papers, travel signatures, and learn how to transition into American university.
Mary Idzior, the Associate Director for Immigration and Student Services at the Slutzker Center, says that jet lag sometimes holds students back from completely understanding information that they need to know.
We know that that's not the best way, to do it. Because a lot of what we tell them is not comprehended, can't be comprehended.
However, despite the struggle, international students know that's always worth going back home and going back to Syracuse.
After spending time with my family back at home, I have new family here, and Syracuse is kind of a new home now.
Leonza Reyes, Citrus TV News.
Center will be having a session on curricular practical training on Friday at 3 at Life Sciences. This is open to international students interested in maintaining an internship or job here in the United States for the summer or the upcoming semester. Well, it was gray and overcast all day today, but at least the temperature has gone up a little bit.
Let's turn it over to our weather anchor, Brendan Tierney, to see if this warm weather is here to stay. Brendan?
Yeah, guys, unfortunately, the warm weather is not here to stay. Believe it or not, our high today, 52 degrees. We hit at 12:01 a.m. Temperatures have been plummeting throughout the day. We're going down to 15 degrees tonight, mostly cloudy, and there have been some strong breezes throughout the day. Taking a look at your day planner throughout the day today, 40 degrees was the temperature this morning at 9 a.m., all the way down to 36 at noon, and we're sitting at 30 degrees right about now. Taking a look around the region, we're checking at 35 in Ithaca. Not bad across the area overall, 38 down in Binghamton, and 30, as I mentioned, here in Syracuse. Taking a look at your current radar, you're able to see some snow has been starting to move off the lakes. Unfortunately, it's not going very far quite yet. As we take a look at your surface radar, you're able to see the storms moving in, and that will be bringing the snow. We'll take a look and track that a little more coming up in my full forecast.
Coming up on Citrus TV, Senator Warren got banned from a floor debate. We'll break down what that means for Trump's Attorney General appointment.
And a fire in a Philippines shantytown forces thousands out of their homes. Citrus TV News will be back after the break.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
Got a quarter?
You're watching Citrus TV News with Megan Mistry, Brittany Muller, and Brendan Tierney with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
You know, these are dangerous times. At times like this, it is more important than ever that the Attorney General of the United States has the guts and the independence and the good moral judgment to stand up to the president when he seeks to violate the Constitution and ignore the law.
Leader Mitch McConnell shut down Senator Elizabeth Warren during a floor debate over Jeff Sessions, Trump's nominee for Attorney General. It all happened last night while Warren openly read a letter written by Martin Luther King's wife, Coretta Scott. The 1986 letter opposes Sessions' nomination for a U.S. District Court judge position.
According to Senate Republicans, Warren's reading of the letter violates Senate rules against criticizing another senator. The Senate is expected to come to a vote tonight on Sessions' nomination without Warren's input.
The U.S. military wants to move into Trump Tower. According to a Defense Department spokesman, the space is necessary for the personnel and equipment who will support the president at his residence in the building.
A floor in the high-rise typically costs $1.5 million a year. This is not the first time that the military has had to seek accommodations in private residences. The military also moved into a private space in Chicago during Obama's presidency.
Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker issued a statewide 2-hour delay after icy conditions resulted in a 55-car pileup on Route 128 in Wakefield. Only 8 people suffered minor injuries, although the highway was shut down for several hours while crews worked to clean up and clear the debris.
Massachusetts is expecting 8 inches of snow in some areas tomorrow, and state police are urging commuters to travel with caution on the roads.
Residents of Louisiana are cleaning up local communities after 7 tornadoes touched down in the state yesterday. At least 25 people were injured and homes were completely destroyed in the storms.
Eastern New Orleans was particularly hit hard. 12,000 people lost power in the city. The governor of Louisiana issued a state of emergency, and the National Guard is currently aiding in the cleanup.
6 Red Cross workers were killed by a gunman in northern Afghanistan during a delivery trip. The gunman has not been caught, and it's unknown who carried out the attack.
The Taliban has denied responsibility, and the Red Cross released a statement saying 2 of their workers are still unaccounted for. This comes just 1 day after a suicide bomber killed 20 in Kabul.
And 15,000 people in the Philippines are homeless after a fire swept through neighborhoods in the capital of Manila today. The blaze raged for 10 hours before it was put out by emergency responders.
10,000 makeshift homes were destroyed and 3 evacuation centers have been opened in the city. 7 people were injured in the fire, but nobody was killed.
Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny cannot run for president next year against Vladimir Putin. Today, he was found guilty of embezzlement in the retrial of a 2013 fraud case.
Navalny denied the charges and said that the case against him is all part of an effort to keep him out of politics. His lawyers plan to appeal the verdict.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Yesterday and today, pretty nice days overall. Tonight, not so much. 15 degrees will be our low. Clouds with some snow moving into the area late. 4 degrees, however, will be your wind chill, so bundle up if you're going out. I don't care how warm you think it is. It's freezing cold. We're in frostbite territory out there tonight. Taking a look at your surface analysis map, you're able to see the snow sort of developing behind this cold pressure system. The low front that's off the coast right now is what caused the tornadoes down south. Taking a look at your future radar, you're able to see the snow start to move in from the southwest in the early morning hours. We're checking in about 8, 9 a.m. is when the snow will start moving in tomorrow. And once it's here, it's not here for that long. It's out of here by tomorrow night. So definitely a day event in the snow department for tomorrow. Now your Citrus TV 5-day forecast checks in at 20 degrees tomorrow, coating it in an inch of snow. 13 will be the low. So again, cold temperatures tomorrow night. Friday night, 23, mostly cloudy, 19 degrees will be your low. Saturday and Sunday, though, we get back above freezing. However, the precipitation will be coming down. It's kind of a mix. The wind will be making rain change over to snow, and it's that way on Sunday morning, too. Monday, 1 to 3 inches for the basketball game.
Okay, Brendan, now if a snowstorm is moving through the state, where is most of that snow going to hit?
Well, actually, most of the storm's coming up as a nor'easter, so it's going to be hitting Philadelphia, New York City, Long Island, and parts of New England can see over 1.5 feet of snow from this.
Do we know when the next big snowstorm is going to hit Syracuse?
No, really, we're looking at a bit of lake effect snow next week, but nothing like they're seeing downstate this week.
All right, thank you very much, Brendan. Coming up, the 2018 Winter Olympics is adding some new technology to bring you even closer to the action in South Korea.
And Lady Gaga sees success following her Super Bowl halftime performance. We'll be right back after this.
Story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Megan Mistry, Brittany Muller, and Brendan Tierney with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
If you love hockey, skiing, or snowboarding, you're going to want to remember this date. Today officially marks 1 year until the 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, the smallest city to ever host the Games. New technology will be featured in these Olympics. GPS sensors attached to athletes and ultra-miniature cameras riding along on bobsleds are just two new features that will be used for the first time next year. The Middle Eastern nation of Qatar is spending $500 million a week preparing to host the 2022 World Cup. The spending is expected to continue at this rate for the next 4 years. The country has brought in thousands of migrant workers to help build the stadiums and infrastructure needed for the time. More than $200 billion will be spent in total. That's more than 10 times what Brazil spent in 2014. And the city of Seattle is cutting ties with the Wells Fargo Bank over their lending to the Dakota Access Pipeline. The city council voted unanimously not to renew the city's contract with the bank when it ends in 2018. Environmental activists and tribal members have applauded the action. Wells Fargo currently handles more than $3 billion in financial services for the city.
Researchers at Harvard Medical School have been able to restore hearing in people affected by Usher syndrome. The genetic disorder causes the wrong information to be sent from our brains to our ears. Those who suffer from it are either deaf or severely hearing impaired. Researchers used a synthetic virus to correct the defect. This is the first time that the level of hearing restoration has been ever created for deaf people. And Lady Gaga's music sales are up nearly 1,000% since her Super Bowl performance on Sunday. Her newest song, A Million Reasons, sold 900% more than the previous day. Her songs were also more popular than usual on services Spotify and Pandora. And ticket sales for the American leg of her world tour are also expected to be high when they go on sale next week.
Say what you will about the Syracuse men's basketball team, but the Orange certainly never makes it boring. SU went down to the wire again last night, this time in Clemson. Highlights and reaction from that nail-biter coming up in sports.
I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
A few weeks ago, the Syracuse basketball team's NCAA tournament chances looked all but dead. But a few big wins over top 10 teams resurrected the Orange's season. And when the team traveled to Clemson last night, a win would push it one step closer to the big dance. Down in Littlejohn Coliseum, you see Tyus Battle warming up here. Get used to seeing that jump shot because it was crucial down the stretch. But first, Clemson opening up a huge lead. There's Deron Blossomgame with the alley-oop, makes it 22-10 midway through the first half. A battle of the big men ensues. Here's Tyler Lydon down low. A nice finish on the inside. He ended up with 17 and 9, makes it a 5-point game. Then Andrew White III from downtown. That gives SU its first lead of the game, 35-34 with a couple minutes to play until halftime. Taking to the second half now, it's Lydon once again down low. This time he cannot connect, but his good buddy Torian Thompson is there to clean it up. Plus the foul, still a 2-point lead for SU 5 minutes into the second half. But Blossomgame again, that caps off a 10-0 run for Clemson, makes it 61-53 halfway through the second. Then we see Mitchell again dropping dimes, this time a kick out. Marquise Reed extends the Tigers lead to 70-61 with 7:30 left in regulation. But Syracuse comes right back. Thompson once again, a two-hand flush off a nice pass from John Gillen. That makes it 70-68. Fast forward, 7 seconds remaining from the free throw line. Dante Graham connects. That makes it a 2-point edge for Clemson. Syracuse has one final chance. Gillen across half court, flips it back to Lydon. Shot's not there for the big man, so he kicks it out to Tyus Battle. Corner pocket, buries it. Gives SU a 1-point win at the buzzer. 82-81 your final from Littlejohn Coliseum. Tyus Battle, very clutch, the freshman with ice in his veins. And after the contest, he and his backcourt partner Gillen recapped the euphoria.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I thought it looked good. I didn't make a lot of shots the whole entire game, so I was like, I had to make this one to have all that stuff forgotten.
Just looking at it, I sat down as the shot went up, like fell back, and Tyus knocked it down. I was like, yes, thank you, man. We battled back so hard, and we won.
Now, Syracuse looks for another road win this weekend when it travels to Pittsburgh. The Orange and Panthers tip off at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. The news is pretty much all good for SU hoops right now. On the women's side, the seniors are carrying the load as opposed to the men who just got huge contributions from freshmen. Now, Alexis Peterson, the point guard for Syracuse, she's 4th in the nation and 1st in the ACC in scoring. And today she got some national recognition. One of 30 players named to the Naismith Award watch list. That trophy goes to the best player in the entire nation. And on the ice, the Syracuse Crunch are hanging on for dear life to the top spot in their division. The team has been atop the North for nearly the entire season, but now the Albany Devils are just 1 point back. Today, the Crunch gets some help from the big brother up in the NHL. Tampa Bay Lightning sending down a couple of forwards, Joel Vermeen and Michael Bournival. Those two guys have combined for 30 points in 52 games with the Crunch this season. We take you back to the hardwood now. The Nets and Knicks both play tonight, each team taking on a playoff team. Brooklyn hosts Washington in a matchup of two teams headed in opposite directions. The Wizards have won 7 of their last 8, while the Nets are riding a 10-game losing streak. The Knicks aren't much better with 4 losses in their last 5 outings. Tonight they welcome the Clippers to Madison Square Garden. And Baylor University football has finally been punished. Today, the Big 12 announced that it's going to withhold 25% of future revenue distribution to the school until a third party completes a review of its recent scandal. The charges are that administrators tried to cover up sexual assault cases involving the team's players. Baylor's interim president, David Garland, pledged full cooperation. Guys, a lot of people saying that punishment is not severe enough for a Baylor team that's been mired in scandal for quite a while.
Well, Drew, I saw that Otto's Army is sponsoring a bus down to Pitt for the game on Saturday. What are the chances that SU men's basketball comes out ahead?
You know, Megan, I can't say they're pretty low at this point. It feels like a team of destiny. I don't care where they're playing. It seems like they're going to win. And Pittsburgh is last in the ACC, just 1-9 in conference play. I think chances are pretty good for another Orange win.
You said team of destiny. What does that mean for the Orange tournament chances?
I mean, I think it's going to be pretty good. If you're a selection committee looking at this team, it feels like it's inevitable that they're going to keep playing this well and probably make it into the NCAA tournament. And judging by what they did last year, making it all the way to the Final Four, I think they're going to have to put them in.
Do you think we have any chance to get voted into the top 25?
Not totally sure yet, because it's been a while since Syracuse has even sniffed those rankings, but a couple of big road wins, a couple of huge ACC wins. I think the Orange has a shot to get in the rankings.
All right, thank you, Drew.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back to take one more look at your weather.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words. These are not my words. These are not my words.
Okay, Brendan, what's the weather looking like tomorrow?
Well, your Citrus TV day planner for tomorrow shows temperatures not that bad, but much worse than today. We're checking in mid-20s, 30s, chance of snow.
All right.
And Brendan, as for next week, or this weekend, excuse me, what are we looking at?
A bit of snow throughout, but it's going to be on and off. So scattered snow up to 7 inches, but down to 3 at the minimum. So it depends how far that nor'easter tracks north.
It's quite a range.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, coming up on OTN after news live at 6, On the Bench airs at 6:30, followed by Syracuse Stories at 7 and Citrus TV Noticias at 7:30. Well, get this, guys. Harambe has been reincarnated in a very unlikely way. A flamin' hot Cheeto shaped like the gorilla was being auctioned on eBay, reaching nearly $100,000 online early yesterday morning.
Bidding started at about $12. More than 100 offers were made on the Harambe Cheeto, proving that the admiration for this gorilla is still living on stronger than ever.
It's absolutely unbelievable to me. Well, that is all the time we have today. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check us out and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Citrus TV. I'm Noah Wolf.
And I'm Megan Mystery. Have a great night, Syracuse.